All right, my fellow floaters, welcome back to the Afterwards, the podcast where grief meets cosmic science, emotional spirals are basically a sport, and apparently quantum entanglement is the reason that I still can't let go of people who ghosted me during the Bush administration. If you're new here, hi, I am Maile Navarro, professional overthinker, accidental human antenna, and your questionable but enthusiastic tour guide through all things messy, woo-woo, and whatever else this wild ride of life, that's a fucking mouthful. Woof, who wrote that? Today, we're basically doing Energy 101. And I want to say that this will be part one of a whole series on energy and how it runs our lives. But I also have ADHD and a deeply complicated relationship with consistency. So I'm not going to make any promises that I can't keep, but that's my plan. Understanding energy, real energy, the kind that moves mountains and tangles up your nervous system at 2 o'clock in the morning, that energy, understanding it changes everything. But here's the twist. I'm not going to do this thing alone anymore. You guys really loved my co-host Royce's silky smooth voice last week. I'm not even exaggerating. Downloads doubled, engagement tripled, and honestly, having him here makes me 2 times smarter, 3 times funnier, and about 100 times less likely to word vomit and spiral out of control. So everybody, welcome back, my unofficial emotional support human, and the only person I know who says he's doing amazing no matter what level of the apocalypse is happening, the one and only Royce Perkins. Hi, Royce.
What's up, everybody? Good to be back.
I love that one. I hope you're hydrated. You going to be able to keep up with me today?
Yeah, I'll try.
I could probably use you everywhere else in my life, too, as you already know.
Absolutely.
But for now, I guess having you on the mic will have to do.
I'm here for it.
But before we get into all things energy, have you done your homework? The little assignment that I gave you last episode.
Uh-huh.
I've actually gotten hundreds of messages.
Get out of here.
People are dying to know, who is Royce's twin flame? Or, by chance, are you still hiding behind your law of attraction bumper sticker?
No, I gave it some thought, and I came to the conclusion that I don't think I have one.
I had a feeling that you were going to say that, so I triple-checked all of my sources. And as it turns out, it's true. Some souls do not have a twin flame, which I'm not going to lie, when I got that answer, it actually crushed my soul. I was so sad because the way that a twin flame lights a person on fire, the way you feel when you're around them, when you think about them, when they're ignoring you, it's not normal. It's not all butterflies. It's emotional arson. And if you can somehow survive that and turn that into an actual relationship without burning your entire life down, you would have a love story so good that it would make Nicholas Sparks look like he writes rental car contracts. Can you imagine if you could work it out with your twin flame?
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be pretty cool.
Part of me feels like a twin flame is kind of tragic.
Aw. Do you know anybody who has made it work?
Yeah, I've spoke to one of my friends. He's got that scenario right now with his wife.
Are they going through a divorce?
No,
Or are they happily married?
they're happily married.
Oh,
Yeah, it worked out.
they're very happy?
Extremely happy.
See? Amazing.
I just don't think I've got as far as having that person that we bring that out of each other, especially in that very tumultuous, fiery.
You make it sound so awful. It's not all bad. I mean, it definitely comes with its downside, I
It's a
think.
little traumatic.
And
Obviously, that's the downside to it because a soulmate and a twin flame aren't the same thing.
they are not. No.
I don't know. I think I've got more soulmate energy than twin flame energy, if that makes sense.
You would think, okay, well, that's a whole nother topic for another episode.
We're already in the U-turn.
Yeah, that's what's happening. So let's not do that. I'm going to try to stay focused. Sweet. Where were we? Just kidding. I know this one.
Yeah, it was my homework.
So you don't have a twin flame. Some people are here to learn their lessons through different kinds of experiences. They don't need the twin flame shit show package. Everyone has a different rock bottom. Some people did it through heartbreak, through grief, loss, failure, betrayal, burnout, depression, you name it. There's plenty of other ways to go through those soul shifts. But from what a lot of spiritual teachings say is that your soul signs up for whatever will stretch it to the max. So not necessarily what feels the most romantic. I'm drawn to like fixing people, caring for other people. That experience, the twin flame relationship works
Right.
perfect for my human brain. For some people, a twin flame would be too much or it's just not necessary. It's not part of what they signed up to heal when they made their way to this energy dense planet. So it doesn't make your journey less deep. It just means that your curriculum is slightly different.
That's a good way to put it.
I hope you don't feel like you're missing out.
Not at all.
I'm sure you've had plenty of other energetically exciting relationships.
I don't feel like I'm missing out on the twin flame scenario.
No?
I think I'm okay without it. I've made it this far. But here's the thing, though, is like where I'm at consciously now, I'd probably just walk. I'd be like, nope, this ain't going to work. Bye.
Because we cut cords. Royce is over here cutting cords. Perfect segue, Royce. Can we just talk about the whole cutting cord situation?
Yes.
I want to get to that.
Uh-huh.
The other day, you said that you wanted to talk about cord cutting on the podcast.
Yes.
I don't know if I told you this, but for about 2 hours after you said that in a text message, I'm sitting here going,
No, we were on the phone. You reacted to it right away. I knew exactly what happened.
I was like, bro, I know he knows something that I
No,
don't.
not at all.
Whatever. I said to Zuma, Royce knows something and he's just not telling me because he thinks I'm breakable and I need to figure out what he knows. It was all about me immediately.
No, listen. A good friend of mine had called me to share his twin flame story. We were having a conversation about our last podcast and the twin flame thing, and he could relate. He was the one that brought up the cord cutting. And my first thought was, oh, okay. But listen, I think
Did you think of me when he said it?
Of course.
See, I knew it was about you trying to get me to cut the emotional and umbilical cord.
No, listen. Here's what it was. It was you would introduce something that was new to me with the quantum entanglement, the soul contracts. That was new to me. And then to have somebody else come in and also elaborate on it and then open up my mind to something else, I was like, oh, this all seems to go hand in hand. Let me mention this to her because, listen, if you think about what cord cutting is, we all have a story. We can all relate, right? So it was just something that I thought was very interesting, and it seemed to go right in line with everything that we were already talking about and was very applicable.
What I heard was that you were preparing to do this grown-up intervention with sage sticks, and I was fully prepared to be like, bro, you've met me. Spoiler alert, I'm super stubborn. My heart's a hoarder, and I am not going to Marie Kondo that shit. Like, it was never going to happen. If that person can live rent-free in my frontal lobe for a little bit longer, I got to prove the whole theory of quantum entanglement and that person is my twin flame, whether they like it or not. Sorry.
And I mean, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, somebody tells you, oh, you got to cut the cord. It sucks the way it sounds.
But cord cutting is not about getting rid of a memory. It's not about erasing anything. It's spiritual hygiene. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're not erasing the love or the connection. You're clearing out energetic junk, the fear, the anxiety, the guilt, the lack of worth, the constant replaying of things that have already happened. It's just saying, I don't want to keep carrying the part of this that doesn't serve me, the part that hurts. It's got to go.
Yeah.
That's real love. Healing yourself is the most powerful thing that you can do for somebody you are energetically connected to. But honestly, it's trickier than it sounds. Energy doesn't care about distance. Anyways.
What was it I read recently? It was, the quote was, sometimes love matures into letting go.
Ooh, sorry. I just want to plug the book real quick.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry. Say that quote one more time.
Yeah, it was, sometimes love matures into letting go.
That is literally the theme of Zuma's magical balloon.
Indeed it is.
I wrote it for Zuma's 4th grade class, but it is perfect for little kids, big kids, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, for anybody who is dealing with the loss of the class pet.
It's for everybody.
It really is, Royce. It's a short picture book, just 39 pages. It's perfect for people like you, Royce, if you're not into long reads or major commitments. Pop onto Amazon.com, buy it, share it, review it. Right now, you won't be disappointed. Thank you. Go ahead. Continue, Royce.
What I was saying is that sometimes love matures into letting go, clearing that emotional space. When you're trying to move forward in a positive light, it's tough to do that when you have a lot of other clutter in your way.
So we're not erasing the love or the connection.
No, not at all.
I am letting go of those negative emotions, sadness, grief, fear, anxiety, resentment, or whatever. None of that serves your higher self. And it does not help you become the person you were meant to be when your soul came to this earth.
Yep.
What can actually happen, though, there's an upside to it. I don't know if you got this far in your cord cutting research. Sorry, I got beef jerky in my mouth.
I was like, what are you eating?
It's a long conversation.
Hold up. I was like, we're from, here, Zuma's at the door. So all of a sudden, it's just like, I'm like, hold on.
Hold on, I'm going to choke on it.
Hold on, lady. We're doing a podcast.
I'm sorry, I got hungry. It was just staring at me.
You're having a sandwich in the middle.
Snack.
Yeah, she was like, I'm sorry. Have this snack while I'm still talking. It's a podcast.
No,
all they have is our voice. You're over here.
Should I describe the savoriness of the jerky so that they're not missing out?
Who cares about that?
Okay. What I was going to say, that there is an upside to quantum entanglement, and that is the fact that its effect applies in either direction. Cutting the cord does not mean you're abandoning them. You're not slamming the door on any chances of reconnecting. It is to set both of you free. So even if you cut the cord and you clear that channel and you're starting to heal, when you are energetically entangled with someone, that healing moves through those ties that connect you together. And because you are still connected, no matter where they are in space and time, they may not know it, they may not understand it, they don't know how, they will feel that too. because energy doesn't work in isolation. Even if you're not speaking to someone, when you heal yourself, like really do the work, it doesn't stop with you. It's no different than getting your own oxygen mask on an airplane.
Exactly.
Why does it take some people 40 some years to figure that out? Not that I'm 40 something.
Yeah, right. Hypothetically, why would it take somebody if they were allegedly in their 40s?
Gosh, I don't know. When I meet somebody that old, I will have to ask, Royce.
If I ever get to my 40s, I'm going to be really curious.
Try to stay focused. I want to make sure that I do this in the right order. So should we explain what energy is first?
Absolutely. It's going to be amazing.
Try to stay focused. Because if people don't understand what energy actually is, that it's not just the crystals that I'm staring at on my desk right now or cool Instagram quotes and positive vibes, we need to break it down so that it can land the way it needs to.
Yes.
But then we'll circle back.
Okay.
What is energy really? What does it mean for your body, your soul, and your life? And why does understanding it change everything that you're trying to build, heal, and become in your human body?
So let's break it down for a second. Energy at the simplest level, it's everything. It's everything around you. It's every person, every animal, every tree. Everything is energy. The thing about energy too is that you cannot destroy energy. Energy can be transformed.
You can't destroy it. And I've been saying that for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's not wishful thinking. That is actual physics.
Correct.
Who was the guy that locked that one down?
Oh, Mr. Albert Einstein.
To break it down one more time the way Einstein would tell us.
Okay. So let's see.
I believe in you. Let's go.
E equals mc squared is that energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. Or basically, everything is just energy wearing a costume.
So matter being the physical stuff that we can actually touch.
Correct.
And energy slowed down enough to take shape, a form.
Exactly. As human beings, we have a frequency, we have a vibration, and that's very real.
All right. Now we understand what energy actually is. Let's circle back, Mr. Grounded. Now we have context and you lay down the science. I was just about to ask you, have you always been this chill? Because we were roommates back in the early 2000s. I don't remember if you have always been this aware to not let that type of negative energy in your orbit.
Absolutely not.
So how do you handle this stuff? Because you've watched me, let's be honest, entangle myself like a full-grown octopus in a ball pit. You've seen it. I soak up people's energy. I carry it. I take it everywhere I go. And then I wonder why I'm crying in the Taco Bell parking lot at 2 a.m. But I don't ever see you like, so Obi-Wan, teach me your ways.
Hey, in your case, you're like a professional empath. You are an absorber of emotions and things that aren't always in your best interest.
No, it's definitely not completely inaccurate. I prefer accidental human antenna.
And that starts with your own vibration and frequency first.
But were you born this way? What was your soul shifting moment?
This is actually Royce 2.0 since January of 2021 when I made a big decision for myself. And I like to say the best decision I made for myself and everybody around me is when I decided to get sober. Alcoholism was something that I'd struggled with for years. And it had been something that had brought me to my rock bottom more than one occasion. I got to a point where I had to look at the common denominator, what was causing these rock bottom moments in my life. And it came down to alcohol. And that cliche saying, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it literally comes down to that. I'm also one of those people that in my faith, like you can pray for all these things that you want and that you're looking for, but when you're not in the right place, when you don't have the right energy, you don't have the right vibration, when all that stuff isn't correct, you can't receive them. You're not going to know how to receive them.
You probably won't even recognize them.
Right.
You won't even know they're happening.
If I pass you the ball, but you got no hands, what are you going to do? Think about it. Like anytime you've walked into a room, you can feel that there's something in the room, whether it's positive or negative, high vibrations, low vibrations, when you're around people, things like that. We're a frequency. Your heartbeat and your brain, those are frequency.
And it didn't hit me that this stuff was all energy. Only recently did I realize that some of these emotions, they are not mine. I think I even called you with my aha moment. I was like, oh my God, I can actually release it.
And that's the thing. You give me crap about this all the time. Every time we talk and it's, how are you? And I tell you, I'm amazing. That's my legit answer because I wake up every day and I choose to feel amazing, be amazing the way I carry myself now, where it's, I'm going to have an amazing day. I'm going to be amazing. So it's inviting that back yet. That's just the way I am and how I'm carrying myself, my energy.
You're talking about getting sober, and I'm replaying the things that I've gone through that were supposed to be eye-opening, soul-shifting experiences, because I also got sober. I went to rehab, and so I'm like, wait, why did I have to have a twin flame and get sober and then lose my kid? I have a long list of things that, I didn't change. Right?
Right. Makes sense to me.
I like to bang my head into walls,
Hey, the definition of insanity, right?
So, yeah, that makes sense because you did it right the first time.
Yeah.
And you applied it across the board.
Yes, exactly. It's accountability. It was understanding that these things that I was asking for, praying for, and wanting and having expectations for myself in life, I had to be the right version of me to be able to accept that and exercise those blessings and those changes.
You knew you had to change the frequency and the energy around you, right?
For me, once I decided to get sober and really recheck my energy, which I still do now, I'm always checking what's going on with me if something's happening. If I'm around certain people, I'm constantly checking my own energy field.
How do you handle being around my energy? Because you'll talk to me for 2 hours. I'm like, how is he still okay?
Well, energy has a bit of kind of like a force field at the same time.
So I'm blocked without being blocked?
No, listen, I mean, with me personally, it's just kind of like, there's only so much that I'm going to absorb or I'm going to let get absorbed, you know what I mean? And the other, it just kind of flows right by me. It's the whole concept of, I'm not going to worry about stuff I can't control. If it's stuff I can't control, I can't fix it. It's out of my hands, whatever the case. It's like, okay, well, don't dwell on it. I can't be stuck on that. I can't let it bother me. There's so many other things I can be focusing on. So if I can't do anything about it, then I'm wasting my time being entangled.
Wasted time equaled wasted energy.
Exactly. You've heard me a million times talk about the importance of time. It's the most valuable thing that we have that we don't get back. Everything else in this world, you can get it all back. You can't get back time. So I'm not going to waste my time with really anything.
So you treat your energetic field like a car, constant maintenance, checking what belongs to your car, what doesn't, sending it back. It's not a Jedi mind trick after all.
No, not at all. But keep in mind, it took a long time to get to here and have this peace in my world. So I defend it dearly. But like I said, other people's energy is one of those things that I'm not going to waste my time dwelling on that or let it affect me.
So when stuff goes sideways, you stay good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but how?
Focus on positive.
Bruh, isn't that just toxic positivity? Like, focus on the good, ignore the rest. Let's call that growth. Seriously?
No, listen. I'm a very solution-driven person. If it's out of my control, there's nothing I can do about that. So instead of dwelling on that, it's all right, well, cool. What can I focus on?
What you're doing is filtering.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, amazing.
Earlier, you were saying that you had gone to rehab when you decided to get sober.
If I hadn't been court ordered, I don't think I ever would have gone.
I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, I know. There's people who can do that. It's pretty impressive.
I didn't realize a very small percentage of people that do that, where there's no rehab, there's no meetings, there's no sponsor. It was just, I can't do this anymore.
So you felt like your system short-circuited. Like, nope, I'm done. That kind of depletion, I don't think people talk about it enough. Because yes, it is about addiction.
Right.
But it's also about energy. About how much of our life force we burn up just trying to stay functional and in survival mode. Then we wonder why nothing new or good is flowing in.
Yeah.
Because we used up all of our bandwidth fighting old demons.
Exactly.
There's no room left for purpose to land.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, literally I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I was coming to a very pivotal age in my life. And it was like, okay, let's look back on how this has gone thus far.
What's wild is you were able to actually stop.
Right.
That's not common.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people know the disease is there. Addiction, dysfunction, chaos. They can name it, but they keep replaying it. And I get that because I have done it.
Yeah. Self-awareness is step one.
I have always been hyper self-aware. I could explain the exact root of my trauma and still be over here reliving it. So many times people have told me, you're one of the most self-aware people that I've ever met, but you are the least likely to change.
And how was that working out for you?
That landed like a curse for me. Like, congrats, you're super self-aware. Now enjoy being stuck with a front row seat to your own madness. Believing that I was doomed to be stuck forever drained me more than motherhood, grief, and a low iron count combined. It blocked my ability to receive, my intuition, my flow. Like literally, I was constipated in every way possible. When all of your energy is just going towards staying afloat, you are not manifesting shit.
Not at all.
You are treading emotional water. And spoiler alert, there is no lifeguard on duty when you are out here sobbing into a steering wheel while blasting SZA. It's true.
Look, my biggest obstacle, the biggest villain in my day is myself. It's me versus me. Once you can get past doing all that to not standing your own way so damn much, sky's the limit, you know?
Okay, but let's be real. Some of us can't even get past Target without spiraling. You're out here talking about the sky, and I'm like, can I just have one more day where I don't cry in my car on the side of the road?
You were mentioning, I was aware. I was never ever like that alcoholic that was like, I don't got a drinking problem. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Well, neither was I. I had rules. I only drank when my kid was at his dad's house, which made me a responsible degenerate. Like, it's not a problem if I planned for it. You know what I mean?
You were in denial about it, like it wasn't what it was.
Denial, babe. I had a time slot, a playlist, and a backup bottle. That was logistics.
That wasn't me. That was part of what made it tough for me. You got people saying like, damn, man, if you could just clean up the drinking, you got so much potential. Da, 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 you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, yes. People love acting like that one tip is going to change your entire DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Just clean up the drinking. Okay, Carol. And while I'm at it, should I go ahead and fix the trauma,
right?
Balance my hormones, and reverse capitalism while I'm at it? It's just funny.
The 6 months leading up to that, we were pretty fresh into the pandemic, you know, only a few months in. My stress level was through the roof, just given my living situation at the time. I was living in a hotel and I had a rental car. So just that daily stress and pressure of having your rent and your car note due every day by noon, or you don't got a place to sleep, you don't got a car to drive.
Been there. My nervous system was living like it worked on Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
I'd wake up already overdrawn, emotionally and financially and spiritually. Bitch, I was in collections.
Right. Yeah. So I'd go work and, you know, do what I had to do and make my money. But it was just it became just a vicious down spiral.
I wasn't spiraling. I was doing full-on Olympic synchronized backflips into rock bottom with glitter. Like if I was going to self-destruct, I was going to make it fully artistic.
Oh, Lord, too much.
Whatever.
For me, it just got to a point where even my own mom was cord cutting.
Yeah, people started cutting cords with me like I was a haunted appliance.
They got to a point where it's, look, I can't help you until you want to get yourself help.
I remember when people would ask me, don't you want to get better? Don't you want this to be better? And all I can remember saying was, like, not before 11 a.m. Can I manifest some clarity after coffee?
Yeah, because I got stuff I got to do. But seriously, they came to a point where I was just like, all right, man, look, what do you want to do? Because you're on a path of destruction here. Like, do you want to live or die?
For me, that was really the last straw, you know, the one that broke the camel's back.
So really, getting out of your own way is the majority of the battle.
Yep.
And once you can do that, you notice how much lighter everything gets when you stop bleeding energy out all over your past, all over your triggers, and that one text thread that you refuse to delete.
Absolutely.
Like, babe, hey, you're not a human energy fountain. You don't have to water dead plants anymore.
100%.
You know, what you said, that part about living in a hotel, the daily panic, the pressure to just exist, I feel that in my bones. That kind of survival mode isn't just exhausting, it's soul crushing. You don't even realize how much energy you're burning just to try to stay upright until you're too empty to even remember what joy felt like.
You know, that's just the way I carry myself now, where I'm going to have an amazing day. I'm going to be amazing. It's inviting that back as well. You know what I mean? That's just the way I am and how I'm carrying myself, my energy, you know?
I think that's where people get it really twisted with me. They hear me talk about the hard stuff and assume that I'm stuck in it.
Mm-hmm.
I do it out loud. I'm like an emotional Shark Tank pitch deck.
Yeah.
Was it you who said to me, because I said there was somebody, it's not somebody, there are several people who, you know, I think sometimes just only follow me on social media because they enjoy like the shit show. Maybe it makes them feel better about their lives. I don't know. But there will be messages like, you need to do this, or you're really focused on the problem. And I think people are stepping away from hanging out with you because, you know, you're not solution based. Somebody had said, I feel like you're an external processor. So sometimes it sounds like I'm focused on a problem, but really I'm just outwardly going through, this is the problem. Now, what am I going to do about it? And then the solution part, I just don't say out loud, I think, because I'm constantly brainstorming different ideas because I get some of the corniest solutions, suggestions, some of the dumbest ideas. And honestly, I get a laundry list of things that I've already tried. And then people think that I don't ever look for a solution, that I'm just sitting in grief. Perfect example. I was at Zuma's cheer competition in Florida. I was there for her, not crying. I was not trauma dumping. I'm literally just sitting there texting, minding my own business. Her team had already performed. I don't even know if I told you this. Probably not. But one of the moms who I'm very good friends with, I could tell that she was ignoring me. And so I'm like, okay, something happened. I can tell the vibe is off because that's how I am, right? I could feel it. And when you're someone who reads energy like it's closed captioned, you feel that shit before anyone says a word. Was not trying to hang out with me. She was literally taking space. So I retreated because she's the only person I really knew at the gym. I'm sitting behind my daughter and there's one mom who's sitting in front of us. And she said something to me to the effect of, you need to, what did she say? She goes, Maile, it's really time for you to heal. I said, what? Because I didn't know this had anything to do with me. I just thought there was, I think the way the conversation started is I had said, hey, don't feel like you have to sit with me just because I'm by myself back here. She's like, oh, no, I don't. But then she turned around and somehow it became a conversation about my grief and all of my problems. Now, keep in mind, I don't know her very well at all. She doesn't really know anything other than he died a couple months ago. And I said, what? Like I'm here with Zuma. I'm in it. I'm here for her. I wasn't crying. I was just texting on my phone. She had already performed, actually. So I'm like, I don't even know where this is coming from. And she says, you're a fucking hot mess. I said, what? I said, you think so? Because
She said that to you?
Yeah. And I wasn't offended because I know that sometimes people, because I am so outward, I'm very open and very transparent. And I think sometimes it makes people think that they can be that same way back when talking about sensitive topics like my kid dying. So immediately she was like, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but you are a fucking hot mess. Those were her exact words. And I said, really? You think so? Because I had just gotten a text from a different mom who couldn't travel with the team. And she was like, you're just so put together. And I've heard that a lot too. You seem like you've got it all figured out and you've got it put together. And on the outside, I think more people think I look like I'm doing okay than not. But this one mom, she said I was a fucking hot mess. And the next thing out of her mouth was, you're grieving and you need to heal. And I immediately started to cry because I didn't know I don't even know where it came from.
Such a wild statement to say to someone.
Well, and it fucked up the energy for the rest of the day. And I came into the venue pumped up for Zuma, and even though I knew this thing was going on with this other mom, I was fine. But she like tapped into that. And I just thought that was really interesting. But there was a point to telling you that story. But it was the energy shift of it all and being able to feel everybody around. Like I could feel the person that I was connected to. I felt it instantly. The moment I saw her, I was like, oh, she's mad at me about something. So, and she was, and we've talked since and we're good. But somehow it led into my grief and people don't think that I'm solution-based, right? And I'm like, I don't know how to do what you do where it's obvious that somebody's looking for a solution because I don't genuinely sit in my shit. Like I will for a while, but I'm constantly trying to dig my way out of it. And
and that's that's just part of my self-awareness. It's a very necessary thing. I'm a very, very, very self-aware person.
I think that I am too, but I'm an external processor. No, but I think that not you. I think that a lot of people think that I'm not, and the difference outwardly, I'm trying to figure out like how is
they just think you're some big emotional tornado.
Like this woman thought
the streets.
that I was such a fucking hot mess that she had to tell me right there on the spot at the wrong place at the wrong time. And then there's another whole group of people that's like, wow, Maile, you're really keeping it together and you're inspiring so many people. And so I'm like, what am I doing different between these two engagements to give off one energy that's so contradictory of the other? Feel me? That's the question, I guess.
Yeah. And when you talk about energy, it's one of those things that, it makes you think too, because, like energy.
Or maybe she was able to tap into what I was really feeling. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, your energy is about attracting what you want. I'm sorry. It's, let me say this again. The energy you put out isn't about attracting what you want, but it's what you are. So that's the importance of knowing what your true to the core energy is. So if you're walking around front like a sidewalk saying, I'm going to put out good energy today and attract that back, then that's just your attitude, not your true energy. And ultimately that might backfire, me being a firm believer in your vibe attracts your tribe, and your energy doesn't lie. So
yeah, and I was faking it big time right there because I was super sad that the mom was mad.
On your surface, you know what I'm saying? Like on your surface, you're like, I'm good, I'm here, I'm happy, I'm here, I'm support. You know what I'm saying? But your Your actual energy.
So she probably
is-
was able to feel it, that I was not doing well. That's probably-
Yeah, you were. She was picking up maybe that you were hiding behind a smile, or
Probably.
maybe she just took your. Maybe you were just being chill and calm, and
I know when I'm chilling calm, people are like, "Are you okay?"
something right.
I'm
When you're
like,
not
wait, I have
loud
to
all over
be,
the place.
if I'm not bouncing around like a fucking shit show, if I'm quiet, I get so many messages like, "Are you all right? Are you okay? Do you need anything?" Yeah, no, can I get a proof of life check? So if I'm
What's
not
interesting is I
bouncing out
get
of
that
control
same.
one way or the other, they're like, "Are you all right?" Yeah, for sure.
Right. When you're too calm, there's a problem, but when
Mhm.
you're
Too
overreacting, there's a
much, you're too
problem.
much. Yeah.
Right.
It's funny
Right.
though, because I'll do that too, where I'm like, nobody's checking on me. What will I do, bitch, for weeks? Like, God, I've just been with people constantly. I want to be left alone. So I shut down, I unplug
Okay.
and try to recharge. And then I'm like, but nobody even noticed I've been gone. Why is nobody
Right.
checking on me?
Nobody even cares, and then it's just like everybody leave me alone.
And the moment I think that, I'll get hit with 4 messages from my close friends. Are you okay? Where you been? How you doing?
Right.
But yeah, so what you're saying is you got to treat your energy like your car. We got to check the gas, we got to check the tires, and pray for the best, and don't coast on fumes like some people.
Exactly. Exactly.
Self-awareness, it's necessary.
Yes, it's very necessary. Not everyone is very good at it, but
Well, it would have been useful information to have, I don't know, 20 years ago, because basically until last Tuesday, I didn't even know it was a thing. I assumed that if I woke up feeling like a human garbage disposal, that was just my personality. That's who I was. I didn't know that half the shit weighing me down was something that I was allowed to get rid of. Nobody ever pulled me aside and was like, "Hey, Maile, you're actually not broken. You're just taking in everybody else's shit. And then you're starting fires with that, marinating it in dirty bathwater." Nope. I thought I was just being super sensitive. Turns out I was entangled, exhausted, and clogged up like a Walmart drain pipe.
Yeah.
What are you reading right now?
Nothing. I'm not reading anything. I was just thinking about what you were saying.
God, I'm just like, I was a shitty dumpster. That's gross.
Well, look.
You know how many problems it caused not knowing that you could actually send some of that shit away?
Yeah, because it's not
Yes, you
all.
do.
Yeah, it's not all yours. But you being the professional empath, you accept it all. You bring it all in.
It's easier to look at other people than myself, for
And
sure.
you know what? And that's a very normal thing that a lot of us do. I mean, how many times have you been able to give somebody else this great advice and all this? You should do this and you shouldn't do that, but you can't apply it to yourself at all. Hey, we've all been there. We've all been there.
And I've watched it play out where I'm like, wow, they took my advice and look, it worked out perfect.
Right. You still can't apply it to yourself, though.
No, I'm like, but God, and they got everything they wanted. They're so happy.
Yeah. I think that the next thing that we're kind of segueing into here is, the law of attraction, right?
Is that's your fancy bumper sticker or a real thing that
look, the law of attraction.
I know. I mean, I guess law of attraction, it's energy. You're not wrong. What you put out is what you're going to get. And I guess that's why I was questioning it, though, was that lady at the competition. Like, I was putting out good shit that day. Like, I actually felt good. I was just feeling the vibe of that other person, right? Like, I was still processing the energy I picked up. It wasn't my energy because I wasn't upset. I was still processing what I had felt from that person. Because I'll tell you what, there were no words exchanged between me and this person. I just knew the second I was standing around her that there was a problem. And then, yeah, it became a thing. Got super messy.
All right. So then how did that affect you for the rest of that day? How were your interactions with other?
Well, I cried right then and there in row 2 of the performance hall. So I cried. I pulled it together. And there was at one point we were walking and I told Zuma, I was like, look, I got to go back to the hotel. I need to be by myself. And oddly enough, and I don't know if I told you this either, as I'm pulling back going, I'll ask another parent if you can hang out here. I got to go back to the room. I got to cleanse the palate. I don't know, take an emotional shower. But I was literally walking, saying this to Zuma, and I got a notification that Oliver Nino was hosting another energy clearing, and I needed to log on in the next 30 minutes because the healing was about to start. As I was like freaking out. Isn't that crazy? I didn't pay for it. I didn't register for it. I'd already done mine.
Somebody felt that.
Somebody knew I needed it and was like, join us.
Yeah, somebody,
Isn't that crazy?
Some frequency you put out got to whoever it needed to get to.
His Zoom meeting, and they
Right.
were like, let's invite her.
Whatever,
That's
yeah,
wild.
whatever quantum entanglement that you had with somebody in this universe.
It was pretty cool, though. I'll tell you, because I was like, Zuma, can we go? Can I go back to the room? And so she actually came with me because she wasn't feeling great. And we laid there for 3 hours. I did the whole thing. We went back for the reveal, and it was like nothing happened. The mom even freaking sat by me, the one that I was feeling the bad energy. Is that crazy? I totally forgot that happened.
And
that's the order things happened that day. So I went and I did my healing. I cleansed my chakras. I let that shit go. I went to the reveal, and the mom whose energy that I knew was upset with me, her daughter came and sat by me. She sat next to me, and we had a great rest of the evening. It was like nothing had ever happened. Wild, right?
So the energy changed.
The energy
vibrations
shifted.
changed.
Mine.
The frequency
Hell, does that mean? Hold on, though. Does that mean that me changing my frequency affected all those people around me to come back to the table and have it be so different?
Absolutely.
Was my energy that powerful?
Absolutely.
I am mind blown right now. That's wild.
Think about that. That's what we consist of. We consist of energy, frequency. That's what we are.
So, I'm like, this is like an aha moment caught on tape. I'm like, whoa, hold on. I picked up on someone else's energy. Those two were sharing a room together. The one that called me the hot mess and the mom that's my good friend that I could feel her vibe was off. They were not having issues. But the second I walked into the room, everybody scattered in different directions, and I was called a hot mess, and I started to cry. I leave the situation. I cleanse my whole aura. I realign my energy, come back, and work. It's like nothing happened. I did that. Like just my presence, my energy in that space was able to do all that. That's crazy.
Yes, you stepping away and you having self-awareness to go get your mind right.
Wait, but was I really self-aware? Well, I mean, I knew I needed to do that
Right.
part, but the fact that it just caught up with me right now, that I was able to affect the entire vibe of the rest of the night and the day for that matter, that's crazy. And I've had people talk to me, like my medium visits and stuff. She's always telling me, like, you transfer a lot of energy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mind blown.
The
Whoa,
same way
I'm
you
a big deal.
accept a lot of energy that you transfer in, you transfer that same energy back out. So that's like, again, low vibrations, high vibrations, you can feel that when somebody's vibrating low, when you walk in a room. How many times you hear, like in a movie, what do they always say? The tension was palpable. You could cut it with a knife. You know what I'm saying? That cliche line that you always hear.
Yes. And that's how it was. That's how it was in that moment, for sure. That's crazy. But that was me doing that. I just didn't think that I was so powerful. And I've heard, specifically since Kingston died, a lot of, people who are in tune with energies and their healers or their mediums talk about mine specifically about how powerful my energy really is. And I'm only recently trying to accept that might be true, right? And because I convinced myself my whole life that I'm not important and my feelings don't matter and people don't really pay attention anyways. And when they do, it's just that I'm being emotional in one way or another, whether it's positive or negative. But yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
So, that was my second energy clearing session with Oliver. And I'm not some easy sell spiritual girl. The first time I went into that Zoom, I was like, this is going to be a waste of money. I am emotionally immune. This is corny. I was laughing at people. Cut to me. The next thing I know, I'm like shaking, crying. And it feels like somebody yanked 40 years of emotional sludge out of my spine through the screen through Zoom. I think he was somewhere in Colorado. So from thousands of miles away, that person was able to have a physical effect on my physical being just by knowing my name. Like just by being on Zoom. That's crazy. So if that can happen, then I don't know why it's so surprising that I could influence the tone of a room.
Yeah, I mean, there's a connection. We're all connected.
And I believed that. I did believe that. I believed it a little bit, and I am thoroughly convinced now that our thoughts, our feelings, and those attachments, they are absolutely transferable between two people, even from miles, thousands of miles, states away on the other side of the world. I mean, How many times do you get on the phone with somebody if they're in a bad mood? You could end up walking away from that phone call in a bad mood and they're calling you from Shanghai. It can happen. That's right. That's a transfer of energy.
Yes, for some people it can happen. Not myself, because I don't. So that's not how I operate.
Well, because you're immune, right? Yeah. Anyways, that was a lot of talk for me for a very long time.
Good thing you're the editor.
So can we talk about my science experiment?
I'm sorry. You have a science project?
The whole theory of quantum entanglement.
Oh, yes.
So somebody actually brought it up to me. They were like, that would be a great experiment if you could get the information. Like, how do you know if that person is my twin flame?
Let's get back to
it. Would answer my questions, but also it could be used for scientific purposes. Like, what if we just asked, how many times in the last 18 years did you in fact think about me? Just for my own peace of mind. Like, am I crazy? Did I make this up? I mean, it can really only be a twin flame if that person is in the same headspace.
Oh, yes. Let's get back to that.
I need data for the quantum entanglement experiment. But people want to know, I need proof that it's real. What if I just happen to reach out to Bush administration guy with a casual, just checking to see if I'm living rent-free in your house?
Oh, wait. What?
Oops. Sorry. I meant subconscious, not house. That'd be weird.
I was like, oh, well, this is out of hand.
That'd be really weird. Sorry, just kidding. I mean, like maybe just a little email or carrier pigeon since I'm blocked. Unethical, extremely on brand.
You might have to talk to the House representative, which could be myself.
The House representative, you're funny.
Yeah, the House rep.
But I'm going to need like tally marks. How many times in the last 18 years would you say I've snuck into your mind?
Oh, Lord. You're doing too much.
For real life, people are dying to know it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should give people what they want. And surely he can respect that. It's called what do we call it? Career growth for me. Dear ChatGPT, how can I send Royce to effectively collect data?
What did Chat tell you how to get that data?
ChatGPT says, random question, but do you ever think of Maile out of nowhere, totally unprovoked, pause for reaction? Don't worry, she's not trying to get back together. We're just testing a theory. And when he asks what the theory, quantum entanglement, brainwave surges, PhD level science.
Your ChatGPT is funny.
It says, hi, this is Royce from the Afterwards conducting a brief energy audit.
It's not an infomercial.
Wait, what?
There's going to be no, call me now.
What?
The infomercial.
What does that mean?
Miss Cleo.
Oh.
You read that like it's an infomercial.
Okay, no. Well, Chat says this is how you're going to do it. You're going to be an emotional mole.
Chat ain't going to tell me how to do that.
If Chat's telling you this is your way of being like an emotional spy, it's done a terrible job.
Chat's not going to tell me how to talk to somebody.
All I need to know, if he says yes, that's data. If he says no, that's data. Not breaking any contracts, just here to observe the frequency. Some call it stalking, some call it science, tomato.
Apples, oranges, whatever.
No, see, you just made them different.
Absolutely.
Some people call it stalking, but I just call it quantum research. Let the record show.
Quantum research. There we go. It's all R&D.
What is that?
Research and development.
Oh, I was like recon and destroy. I don't know.
Reach and destroy.
Oh, man. Okay. You never know. It could have the same effect. What the fuck do I know?
Right.
In the meantime, I'm going to work on my healing so that I can energetically heal all of these people that I care so much about. I love that for me.
Right. And then it's just like, everybody leave me alone.
I feel like it's going to be super easy.
Yeah, right. Okay. So next week, we're going to talk about gamma waves.
I don't like to make commitments.
Yeah, you'll think of 20 other subjects between now and by the time we get done with this one.
Whatever. We should probably wrap it up before I astral project into somebody's kitchen.
Before you do what?
Astral project into somebody's kitchen because I need snacks. Do you know what that means?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, Royce, I'm excited to have you here more often. I know everybody else is looking forward to their glass of chocolate milk this week.
It was good to be back. Thank you. Sorry. I've had like a cold or allergies or something for the last week.
Stop it with the allergy excuse. Just admit it. You got sick.
Yeah. I got sick. So my apologies. My voice isn't quite up to par, but thank you.
You sound exactly the same. We missed you last week, buddy. Thank you for being here and entertaining my shenanigans as usual.
I'm here for it.
Really quick, Royce thinks that the episode is over, but I am sneaking in one last thing. As I come up on a year since Kingston passed away, I needed to steal a second to say a few things. First of all, thank you for so many things. For being my friend 20 years ago, when we were too broke to be bougie and too chaotic to be boring, and for being my friend now through some of the hardest, most gut-wrenching parts of my life. You have been on the other end of every meltdown, every psychic theory, the 1 a.m. voice notes, and a full-blown spiritual identity crisis. You have entertained the nonsense with the patience of a dad at Claire's holding a glittery purse that he never agreed to hold. You have talked me off more metaphorical ledges than I am willing to admit, and maybe, just maybe, one real one where, yeah, I might have said I was getting air. In fact, I was not. Thank you for showing up, for letting me be messy and sensitive, overly emotional, and occasionally feral, for never making me feel like I was too much or not enough. You truly are one of the safest people that my soul knows. So when you play this back, yes, all of that mushy shit is for you. All right, now it's actually over. So everyone, go do the follow, like, download thing. Check us out on social media. Visit theafterwards.co, and hopefully Royce comes back with me again next time. Until then, try not to astral project into your twin flames dreamscape, unless, of course, you are ready to be spiritually ghosted or you have seriously learned how to manifest that reunion. Bye.